watching Velo News TV. We're here at the Tour de Georgia in Dahlonega after Stage 5, or Stage 5 winner, Richard England of Bissell. First of all, congratulations. It's a huge win for you and for your team.
Thanks very much. Yeah, it really is. We've been close on a few occasions at these big tours, but it's amazing to finally crack the big win.
Yeah, and was there a little bit of extra confidence knowing that Teddy King had already taken the KOM and it was already a good day? I mean, was that something that you processed in the last few kilometers of the race?
It gives you confidence, but more or less it's about repaying a teammate for being off the front for 150k and repaying your teammates for making sure that we were in every move. You know, we didn't miss a move all morning, and so there was no way that there was going to be a breakaway that we weren't in. And you got to repay your teammates for spending 150 kilometres off the front of a bike race, because that's what it's all about.
It's a tough day today, and you were saying, I heard you saying something earlier about the sprint was not won, but you had to make it over that second KOM. We talked to Greg Henderson. He said that's when the lights went out for him. Take us through that second climb all the way into the final climb, because it's a long, hard stage.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at the profile and I'm not a climber, and fortunately the breakaway really went away before that first KOM, so it meant the first KOM was really pretty snail's pace. There wasn't many people who didn't make it over. Then that second KOM was always going to be decisive for me. Can I make it over with the lead group? Am I going to be chasing through the cars on the way down? And so I got my teammates to make sure I started at the bottom in a really good position. When it flattened out in the middle there, I went from the back up to the front, and then knew that when I got to the K to go sign, it's going to be hard to drop me out with a K to go. I can dig deep enough to get over the top. And so once I was over the top, spoke to the director and said, I'm good to go. And I knew that the last climb had to be steep, because it was Cat 3, but it was only short. So I knew it was going to be steep, and I knew that sort of stuff really suits me. So my team did an awesome job keeping me out of trouble when we were on the slick roads, the wet roads on the way into the last KOM. And then it was, once we took that left-hand corner up to that KOM and you saw 200 metres to go, pretty much 20%. I've done well at Stillwater in Nature Valley before. I won that race a few years ago, and
it's a tough, steep criterium.
Yeah, stuff. That's a tough climb, and it was pretty similar to that last 200 metres of the KOM. And I knew I had to go over there in the top dozen. I knew I couldn't afford to be chasing on that downhill, and so I really dug deep that last 200 metres. Made sure I went over in the front group, and then it's a little bit of luck because I didn't have any teammates, but neither did really anybody else. So when you're a sprinter, you got to take your opportunity as it comes. And I knew last corner, close to the finish, if I get there first, I'm going to be a good chance of winning.
Yeah. Well, talk a little bit about the conversation you had last night with Glenn Mitchell. I was talking with Glenn and also with Mark Olson, the team manager, and we saw you finish 4th on Stage 1. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you went and said to the guys, hey guys, I can do this. I can land on the podium. I can even maybe win a stage if everything comes together well. I just need a little more help.
Yeah, I mean, we really came to this tour, and it's still early in the year. I don't have a lot of results behind me to say to my guys, look, I'm ready to go, and I'm up there with Dominguez and all those guys. I didn't have that to back me up. So we came in with our time trial strength. We got Zerba, we got Ben Jacquemains, 2 of the best time trialers in the country. So we really came in focusing on yesterday a lot. And yesterday didn't work out for us, and I was disappointed. I went to our manager and our director, and I said, look, I'm disappointed that we put a lot of eggs in this basket, and it didn't end up working out for us. So, I was there in 4th place on the first stage in a sprint that really shouldn't suit me. I didn't really think that I had the top end speed to match it with those guys. But when you look at the guys that finished behind me on Stage 1, if I'm in the right position, I can really challenge. And so I said to my manager and I said to our director, I said, look, I got the ability to do it. You give me a few teammates to make sure that we go into the finish in a competitive position, and I can be on the podium. And to be on the top of the podium is just amazing.
Well, it's funny because you said you haven't got the results stateside yet. I know that you won an Australian National Criterium Championship ahead of Robbie McEwen a few years ago. Now you take a tough mountain stage with a bunch sprint kick ahead of George Hincapie. It seems like maybe now you're going to get a little bit more of the recognition you deserve.
Well, it's not about recognition. It's just about confidence for our team. I want my team to be confident in me, and I want to deal with that pressure. I want to have that pressure on me sometimes, and hopefully now I've proved to a lot of people that I can be a race winner and not just a top 10 guy, and hopefully that'll give my team confidence going forward in me, but also me in my teammates. That's what it's huge for. It's not for me personally. It's really a team result.
Yeah, well, and what a day with Teddy taking the KOM as well. It's a huge day for Bissell. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.